So next thing we'll do is we'll check out the bottom head. Again, we'll leave our snares off while we check out the bottom head. Okay, first thing we want to do is take the snares, loosen them. And these are real nice and easy to work on. These snares can just be taken right off, just like that. And that's how they're replaced. So if you have any broken ones or any are stretched, it doesn't take much to replace those. Now that we took off the snares, we're going to check the bottom for pitch. And again, if you replace the bottom head, it's repeated. It's pretty much the same thing with the top head, except this is plastic. It's not Kevlar, so you're not going to stretch it as tight. But it's going to still be rather tight for a plastic head. Again, we're going to get a feel for this. And we want this to go up evenly. And then one thing nice about a plastic head, as you can see, if it's pulled to one side, you're going to see wrinkles in it. You won't usually see that with a Kevlar head, the top head. But this head is real easy to tune. Now, with gut snares, you want to have this real tight, and you want the gut snares pulled tight so that when you strum them, you want them to almost be like a guitar. These are already preset for as far as them being together and stretched. The gut snares can be tuned individually with screws on the side. It's up to you whether you prefer gut snares or wire snares. Loose. There's lots of in-depth stuff on the internet on tuning, people that are fanatics about it.
Look behind you, there's a dial, tuning dial.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to get crazy, but
there's all kinds of torque wrenches. There's all kinds of torque wrenches you can get. The best thing, in my opinion, is just your own feel of how things are. You know, a torque wrench can tell you that a lug is tight, even though it's just a lug that hasn't been lubricated, and so it's going to give you a false reading. You can feel that more with the smoothness with your fingers than you can like a wrench. Your hands can feel if it's something is binding, where a wrench can't. So I like to use just the old technique of using your hands on. That seems about right. We'll put the snares back on. Look at the difference in the snares since I tightened the head down. Can you see that? Because I tightened the head down, the snares now are standing up because the head went down, seated better. So we'll have to adjust the snares accordingly. And you want to make sure that these are on there evenly. You don't want everything pulled off to one side. There they're seating in. Okay. Oh, pulled off. So once you get the head properly adjusted and the snares adjusted, so that they're just touching without rattling, then you're all set. You might have to adjust the height, like we're adjusting right now the tension of the snares. You might want to also adjust the way that the height, because we did set the head tighter, that lowered it down. We may have to adjust these. And you want to make sure that they're adjusted evenly across so that you don't have anything rattling. Okay, let's see how it sounds. This is just with the bottom snares now, it's not with the top ones. That's staying nice and tight. Okay, now it's time, we have our bottom head on, we have the snares tight. Now it's time to raise the tension with these top snares. One side is tension, the other side is height. We want to make sure that we raise the height first to where they just start to make contact. There it is. Okay, you want a wet sound. You want the sound wet. So when you're playing you don't want it to be choked. A wet sound is somewhat of a loose sound, but not too loose where everything's rattling. But you don't want it choked up tight to where when you hit this, it's so tight that it sounds dead. So now you're going to adjust the tension. Again, when you pull them tighter, everything changes. This again is just a hit or miss thing. You have to adjust it to your sound, see what works, see what doesn't. That seems to sound pretty good. There you have it. How to tune up your drum and how to replace heads.